All right, guys, it's always a treat, for me at least, when I get a chance to handle a Rolex in the metal. So now, obviously, I did own a while ago the Oyster Perpetual 39 in the white dial. So I'm very familiar with basically the bracelet and case dimensions and everything. There's some differences, obviously, on this, the bezel and the dial and the lume and the clasp and all that stuff, and we'll get into that. We'll just do a brief overview of the Rolex Explorer 39 millimeter because, quite frankly, so many other channels have already done way better videos than I will ever do on this, and you already probably know more about this watch than I do. So let's just clear up a few things that I do know, and that is the model number. The model number is a 214270. This is the current version of it. My buddy Doug just bought this a few months ago. I was actually texting him when he was headed over to a jewelry store that he had contacted near his hometown. And they said, yeah, we have one in stock. You're more than welcome to come check it out and buy it. And that's just crazy, right? Because we're also programmed to think that we have to get on some list or something like that. And when I was talking to Doug, he's like, no, they said they have one. I'm like, oh, if you want one, go get it, because nobody else can just walk in and get one. That's kind of weird, right? So I think he had to do a little bit of driving, but not super far. But anyway, I'm sure he paid retail on it. Retail price is $6,550 US. Plus you're going to have your tax and all that stuff on there. The government's got to get their share, right? So 904L steel, has a 3132 self-winding movement, screw down crown, all of that good stuff. So let's just look at the watch and we'll try to just keep it light. I know it's hard to do for me at least, and maybe it would be for you, because this is a pretty amazing watch. And it's a grail for a lot of people. Sometimes they can achieve it, sometimes they can't. And it's just a regular everyday sports watch that people will wear, occasionally too. There's all different levels of people that are looking to buy this, I guess is what I'm getting at. And then there's the whole scenario of, people trying to buy a much more affordable version of something like this to, substitute it. And I don't think you can. It's not the same. The Rolex case and the width and everything and the overall fit and finish and the feel on wrist is just, nobody has replicated it. Other than the replications of them, but you know what I mean, like the Tudor Black Bay, or that's one that really comes up. A lot of people will bring up the Tudor Black Bay 41. Yeah, that's its own thing. Yes, it's similar in nature, but it's definitely its own thing. It is not this watch. So it is a 39 millimeter case. Lug to lug is 47.35. I just measured this stuff, so these are actual measurements. 47.35, that's lug to lug from here to here. But if you measure, I took this measurement too, so the center fixed solid end link, if you measure from there to there, is still only like 48.95. So still like just a really good sweet spot of a size. 20 millimeter, oh, we didn't talk about the height. 11.2, probably just a little under. You can see that sapphire crystal sits just proud of that nice sloping polished bezel. The lug width is a 20 mil. Bracelet tapers down to a beautiful 16 mil. That always makes it feel super comfortable on wrist. Of course, that classic Rolex clasp system here. Always a pleasure to fiddle with. Crown there. It has the easy link on this one. So on that OP39 I did not have the little crown thing there. That was just more smooth, which I kind of liked. It feels more sporty. I think they could easily adopt that on this Explorer as well. And I know that's weird to say, like, take something off, but this is like a real sports watch, right? I would rather have that smooth finish that I had on the OP39. I don't think that needs to be there, but it does help in, getting traction on it to open it. So, and it does have the easy link system here, which just gives you a little extra, extension. I have it extended because it just barely fits my wrist. I'm not going to resize it. This is my buddy Doug's watch. So you can see a completely sterile case back there. He still has the sticker on there. Again, if this was a Seiko Monster, yeah, I would peel that off in an instant, but it's not. I'm not peeling it. So, and Doug wore it a little bit. There's some micro scratches on it. You might be able to see those in my reflection. The polishing on this on the Rolex watches are amazing. So there's a couple little hairline scratches, nothing to get too upset about it. So if we do a close-up on the dial, you can see it is just a beautiful black dial, excellent chromolite filled indices, the 369, just classic, easy to read. Plus you got the Mercedes hands. Back when I was originally looking at getting a Rolex for myself, those were one thing that I felt that I absolutely wanted to have in my first Rolex was the Mercedes classic hands, but I ended up going for the OP39. I don't regret that, but I also don't regret selling it. I know a lot of people ask me that. Do I feel like, that I should have bought a different one? No, that was the one for me, because I really did toy with purchasing the Explorer at the time. But I think if they would have done a white dial Explorer like this, then I would have been more in tune to probably do it. And I'm surprised they haven't done that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It's pretty bizarre that there's just, in all the other lineups that they do, there's typically like maybe another version or something, or they'll cycle in and out. But this one just stays the same. They have the 36 and they have the 39, and that's it. So pretty wild. But I don't begin to even remotely understand Rolex. And I know a lot of people probably have it figured out, and I would say refer to them. But I like this time of year too, with Basel World coming up for 2020. All the speculation and rumors and everything. I like paying attention to it and all the predictions for what are going to be released. It's always fun because sometimes they're really close. So there you can see it on my 7.25 inch wrist. It's just such a perfect size watch. It just melts into the wrist. Like, it just feels so good. It's a little bit tight for me right now. I think I would add a link and then adjust it in, and then it would be perfect for me. I think that's pretty much how I had my OP39. So, but you can see it just, if you were on the fence with one of these and you are close to getting one, you will not regret it. Now, whether you keep it or not, that's all going to be your personality. I don't keep watches. I didn't sell it because of any other reason. I flip watches. So that's the way it works. So if you are interested in picking one of these up, go to an authorized dealer. That's just the way it works, guys. And that's, again, this is my opinion. I'm sure there's people out there that can advise you otherwise. Either go to an authorized dealer, buy brand new, get on a list or whatever you got to do, or buy from a reputable dealer and just do your own homework too. If you're going to buy used, I know a lot of people say it's not important to have the box. You can get other boxes and stuff. But if I'm buying at this level, I want all of it and everything that came with it. For example, when Doug bought this, the jewelry store also gave him this hard covered Rolex book, and it has all the models and everything in it. Now this is just a joy to even look at, right? So when this is purchased with this, and if say you were going to pick this up used, then this should all go with it. That's just my opinion. The bag. So I even have the bag here that Doug bought from the jewelry store that he bought it from. It's also with it. So like, keep that in mind too when you even do buy. Keep all of that stuff, because I know some people don't care and it doesn't make a big deal, but to me, that kind of completes the whole thing. It makes it almost like you're recreating that special occasion. These little hang tags. Yeah, you can go get these and stuff like that, but you shouldn't have to. Somebody spent a lot of money on this. It should have the full kit, everything, all the links, all the little tags, all of the, here's another tag, here's the other paperwork, here's the warranty card and all that. I'm not going to show it because it has a serial on it. The outer box, and, try to keep it in perfect condition. If it's not in perfect condition from the dealer that you bought it from, like you bought it at an AD, request them to get you a new one, because it should all be in really good condition, and then take care of it. Just as you want to take care of the watch. That's just me. That's just my opinion on it. Keep everything that way. If and when you do decide to let it go, you have the complete kit. And then on the flip side, like I said, if you are looking to buy and you want to do your homework and be careful and buy it used, it's going to feel way better knowing that everything's there, and it seems like everything just falls into place. Like the pricing of it should be, what the market dictates and everything like that. There should be no red flags. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Doug for sending this in. I'm going to give you a Lume shot. If you guys have any questions, I'll have the watch around for a few more days. I will try to do a little comparison video, even though I feel weird doing it, but I have a watch here that I know people are going to want to see it next to. So I will do that. But if you have any other questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them. I am not a Rolex guru at all, but I do get excited when I get to handle one. So there's the Lume shot. Always great to see that special formula, the chromolite that they use. It's just a beautiful color. Now, my OP39 did not have that. It had the much less potent green Lume, whatever they were using. This is much better and super legible. So the Explorer is just, it's iconic, and it can easily be everything you want it to be. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.